I would bet a crisp $2 bill that Miles Cologne chose this song. Can any of you imagine Sean jamming out to this? Like, let's be real now. So happy Fun Friday, y'all, and welcome to the Unblinded Huddle, the #1 place to start your day with the daily dose of integrity-based human influence. I am currently in my utmost ridiculous energy. So let's share a fun fact. Here's a fun fact that I do not talk about as often anymore. Before I stepped into the power of the microphone, as I was a very timid, shy, younger man in my earlier teens, I broke through my fear of like people and stages by dancing. And I actually used to be the guy at the club that would, not drink. I would wear my glasses inside, so I totally looked like one of those D-bags. And the reason why I did that is so that I can dance with my eyes closed, because I was so petrified at the fear, but I still wanted it so bad. Oh, damn it. I was really hoping Sean wasn't here, because I was going to hold on to that. I was really hoping you weren't here, dude. I was trying to get it out before you jumped on. So, well.
That is a tremendous acquired asset. That is a tremendous acquired asset. And that is one of the top 3 weaponized versions of fun things. So,
that's awesome.
Amazing.
So over to you, man. Now I'm feeling shy, so I'll kick it over to you.
Fernando, you letting your heart and you out as you have over the last month and growing, just fantastic job. Fantastic job. Yeah.
Thank you.
And just incredible job. And the work that you're doing every day, Adam's doing every day, team's doing is just mind blowing. So, thank you, Lorelai. Thank you, Gina, Tiffany, Kathleen, Chaz. Thank you, Nicole. Unbelievable job. Thank you, Lily. Thank you, Miles, for being here. As I said, Kathleen, just incredible. So thank you all, and all the other team members that I did not mention. Forgive me. So let us drop in. Do we have Elle Anderson and Ken Van Loo out there?
I am here, Sean.
What's up, Elle?
Ken is here as well.
Happy Fun Friday.
Ken? Happy Fun Friday. Ken Van Loo, you out there, brother?
Ho, ho, ho. Yes, sure.
Amazing.
We need video.
So, we need video of me.
Oh, well, at least of Ken.
Do we have of Ken? And being completely transparent with the video movements back and forth, I am having a difficult time identifying and locating video for me at this. In light of the West Coast, East Coast hours, I feel for Peter Swain in those dynamics, big time. So I will continue to see where I may have misplaced my computer in this room. Actually, I think I just may have found it. It's pretty crazy. I looked for it before. Okay. So Elle, ho, ho, ho. What is a fun fact about Elle Anderson? Fun Friday. Let us drop in with a fun fact. We will, share for a moment about last night in a minute. But Elle, what's a fun fact? And if Chaz and Matt, you guys can light me up. We got the computer open. So please go ahead. What's a fun fact about Elle?
A fun fact is something I don't probably talk about that often, but my most important job in this world is to raise my son. He's 11-year-old.
Wow.
His name is Aiden, and he is really the light of my life.
Elle, that is an amazingly beautiful thing. Does Aiden A regularly watch The Apprentice, and B, is Aiden taking over companies already himself?
Very close to that. We watch Shark Tank regularly. And
wait,
and
he doesn't watch why would he watch a show like Shark Tank when he could watch The Real Raw? Come on.
Tell him.
Yes. Well, he was on Young Blinded with Deepak. So.
Oh my God, I did not know that.
Yes. Mm-hmm. So, getting 11-year-old questions is so interesting, Sean. The other day he said, "My friend who's so smart, he keeps misspelling stuff. He keeps writing to me every morning, STFU. And why does he keep misspelling stuff?" I'm like,
oh my God.
How does a parent answer that?
Oh my God. I just realized that Ken's in a Santa outfit.
And amazing, Ken Van Loo. Right. So Ken,
it's so nice to join you for coffee this morning.
Yeah. So those that don't know, real quick, Elle Anderson, First Lady of Landscaping, soon to be First Lady of Entrepreneurship. Elle is an unblinded elite teammate, partner, and unblinded partners launched this puppy. Elle is a friend. Elle took her landscaping company from $4 million to $25 million. Elle has like $500,000 contracts come out like the way we have Twizzlers come out of a bag. So Elle, incredible job, my friend. And how many companies have you owned in your life?
I have made 22 acquisitions.
22 acquisitions. Elle Anderson,
Yes.
straight up gangster. Ken Van Loo, Ken, skyscraper builder, modern wealth builder, author, speaker, $5 million in like 90-day money raiser. Ken, like picking up $50,000 in, as a, like the way somebody would like walk past a three-card Monte game in New York City is how Ken picks up like $25,000 coaching assignments. So Ken, what's up, brother?
Feeling, in a fun environment today, dressed as Santa. Life is good. Just creating an environment over here so we can, enjoy the holidays.
Yeah, that's a beautiful thing, brother. So, let's drop in for a sec. Elle, Ken, let's go Elle. 30-second version were you on the call last night? Have you been hearing the dialogue about like next level of acceleration, next level of fun, magic, and accountable energy? Because I think, Elle, you like accountability. So what is your take on the conversation?
Yes, I was on the call last night and I love it. I mean, I love my favorite part was when you said, unless you own a stadium, what is it?
Unless you own
a convention center.
Stop playing music.
And he's got his hand up raised first. Like, no, you're wrong. I still need the real raw. And that like really spoke volumes, because I think a lot of times the higher people get up, as long as they're not in knowingness, they realize the value of it. And sometimes if you haven't gotten to that stage, you don't understand yet why it's so valuable and is like the most genius experiential marketing to ever hit this planet.
Yeah. And what we're referring to is last night on the call went really long. Thank you all for being there and your attention, time, energy. It was incredible. We're at Chris Crohn's Convention Center. Chris has 600,000 people on his YouTube page. We've discussed earlier in the week that there was somebody who's a friend of his that had 12 million and passed away, and his team was consulting with their team. And the 12 million team was like, why are we even consulting with you? Like, who are you? Like, to Chris's team. And they're like, you have 1/24th the number of subscribers. Like, we have one video that gets more videos than you do in a month. And then simply Chris's team's like, all right, well, how much monetization do you have? And Chris's team had double the money coming in on a monthly and annual basis than they did, almost double the amount of money. Number one. Number two, Chris owns his own convention center. Chris does 8 figures online in program and product sales. He's a friend of mine, a partner of mine. We met, of course, through Tony Robbins' ecosystem. Thank you, as always, Tony. We were Lions together, Platts together, traveled the world together. We've created multiple companies together. And Chris there's nobody better on earth that has actualized the power of online leverage like Chris has. And you might go, why doesn't he have 24 million followers then? Well, that comes into like, what is Chris selling? What is his content about? Different conversation. But in terms of knowing what to do with what he has, like there's just nobody better. And I've talked to everybody. You've never seen anything like it.
You know what that means?
Yeah, Elle.
He knows how to monetize the shit out of it.
That is what it means, Elle. and then, what I was saying then last night to him was like, okay, we're talking about the real raw for those that weren't there.
and we're like, leaning in on all of the reasons. It's not like, and this is really funny, because if you come from the space of sort of surface level linear thinking, if you're a surface level linear thinker, part of what you're doing here in Blinded is to become a non-surface level, a deeper, more exponential thinker, deeper, more exponential. And so people might think it's like some like networking thing. Like you're so wrong, because there's 27 things that happen around it. And this is the point, is when people have achieved a certain level, it becomes easier to see the value, because you don't understand yet, if you haven't been to that space like Chris, the frictions that stand between you and what you want, the friction it takes to put 500 people in a room, the friction it takes to get on a stage of 5,000 people, the friction it takes to get in front of a group of 100 people, the friction it takes to have 100 people that are your clients, the friction it takes to get 1,000 people to be your clients, the friction it takes to manage and lead a team of 5 employees, the friction it takes to manage and lead, like I do, a team of 125 employees, the friction it takes to run multiple companies. So if you don't understand those frictions, you can't understand the tools you need to operate those frictions. Like I don't understand why there's things that have been invented to make an engine work. I don't understand why they're so valuable. Certain oils and chemicals and things people have invented to decrease the F word, L. And what is the F word? What is the F word, guys, in our world? What are we trying to always decrease?
Friction.
Friction. We are trying to decrease friction. So the same way that an engine, there's oil, there's chemicals, there's things that decrease friction, is the same way that we want to have the Real Raw. It is a friction decreaser and an accelerant. That's it. And Chris sees it from 10 miles away, because Chris has major influencer clients that are paying $100,000 now for his program that he met through the Real Raw, that are in his program. That Chris has said, I said, so what Elle was commenting on is, I said last night, I said, well, do you have, and this morning I'll play the same fun game. Do you own a convention center where you do your own events? If you do, raise your hand in the chat. If you have 600,000 subscribers on a social media platform, right, and millions overall, or over 1 million like Chris does if you combine, raise your hand. Chris has 600,000 on YouTube. Raise your hand. I said, or let's say you're Tony Robbins, that can fill an arena with 15,000 people live or 20,000 people online, right, through your world, your ecosystem capital. I said, if you do, then you don't need the Real Raw. And Chris Crone, 3 different times last night, said, no, you are wrong. I need the Real Raw. And one of the things that Chris and I are talking about is with his Omni program, how we might do a lot more together around it. Not my idea. I'm saying respectfully, Chris, but I don't think he'd have a problem with this. His idea, not my idea, his idea. And 3 years ago, when I first texted Chris, he didn't return my text. And now here, he's in, Nicole was there to verify. Chris is driving and coming to my hotel room and saying, yeah, and Chris lives an hour away. And everybody wants to talk to Chris. And Rob Gill joked last night and said, if Rob Gill had met Chris not speaking on stage, the frictionlessness like that was created by him speaking on stage, which is the friction, the Real Raw decreases. Like you see Real Raw, see minus friction. Real Raw equals minus friction, right? Rob jokes like, yeah, Chris would hit me with a $250,000 bill to consult if I called him. And then he became my partner in one day because of the power of a stage and a microphone. Like that's the story. So Chris is saying he needed it. And that's what Elle is commenting on how funny that was. So Elle, back to you, your overall takeaway.
I mean, to me, that was like just so powerful. And, sometimes when I'm inviting people to come on the Real Raw Open, a lot of times the higher up they are, the more they see the value of it and the quicker they say yes.
Right. Absolutely. And you've had some real benefits come out of the Real Raw yourself, Elle, correct?
I have had some major benefits. I was telling Dr. David last night, one participant in 1 month after they were on the Real Raw Open gave us $330,000 worth of business. And that was in 1 month, and has a whole lot more and when we met with them in person after that, 3 times they said, I just want to work with you, Elle. I just want to work with you. 3 different times.
Yeah.
And that is the power of the Real Raw Open.
And don't get confused, because direct monetization isn't even the most powerful part, but loads of people have gotten direct monetization. The more powerful part is that it creates the ecosystem merging to get to the speaking platforms like it did for Rob, right? And sales meeting and sales. That's all. So Ken, real quick, and I'm going to jump into Santa, but real quick, your takeaway from last night, I don't know if you're on, but on this whole conversation we're having.
Yeah, I mean, I knew a little bit about it, just, with the engineering in me, but I thought that, wow, this guy has it down to the scientific, like, minute fact, and how it relates to me in the formula. Because just to be transparent, we had some conversations where you said, hey, Ken, the Real Raw is not for your guy that's trying to lend you, multi-million dollars that you can't get on the phone for 5 minutes. It's to spread the word in modern wealth and helping people in the epidemic throughout the world, to retire with more money. And the tipping point for me just may be a little bit further out, like you said, relative to the revenue. However, it's just building, a massive vertical innovation in my perspective that I've never really taken before, and the magic behind the formula just eliminates all friction, and now I see the relativity to the Real Raw related to the friction overall.
Yeah. So ready? So Ken and Dolph, if you're out there, love you, brother. Thank you. Dolph DeRoos is in our elite program now. And Dolph has spoken on stages all over the world. And he's written a best-selling book. Now, you could buy best-selling quite easily. Dolph didn't buy it because he was on the New York Times bestseller list for 7 months. He came into this program through Ken from Ken's Real Raw. Like, he was on Real Raw Open, onto Real Raw, into program, now wants to co-create an ecosystem merge. Like, that's the power of this, which of course is going to lead, I'm very confident, to Ken doing more things with Dolph and all kinds of other things happening as well. In addition to the fact that, there's a commissionable dynamic in that for Ken. Like, and that's not why to do it at all, why to do it, because the Real Raw shouldn't be built so you could fill people into unblinded programs. That's not why you should do it. The people who should be there are people like Elle did that you could do business with and have a $330,000 contract or a $5,000 contract or $2,000, $10,000, the way Rob Gill's using it as a recruiting tool for agents and expanding Epic.
And Sean, you know what else I did? Not to interrupt.
Please, Ken.
I shouldn't have interrupted. I'm sorry. That's my week.
I love you.
But, I leveraged that already to a gentleman by the name of Matt Andrews, who has a family reunion group of all the largest real estate gurus, successful people in the country. It's about 750. And today, Dolph and I have a call with him at 11 o'clock, and he's going to be on the show in about 2 weeks. So immediately leverage that whole thing. And I just wanted to share that. I'm excited. I posted the video on that website yesterday just to plant the seed, because I want you to be on the stage next year there.
Yeah, amazing. And Ken, what I want to do is I want to build a group, because, if Dolph is up for it, I think he may be, a super elite level group in the space of coaching, training, development that you run, Dolph runs, that maybe they're family office people that make tons of money. And we have a super elite, like 15-person group that you have to be, net worth of 100 million and up. And we build a group like that. So like, that's the way I'm thinking. I think that's the way Dolph is thinking, the way you're thinking. And P.S., in addition, Ken, through the Real Raw, now I knew Carolyn already, but Carolyn, there's no way would have been open to Ken in the same way if she wasn't involved in building Rob Gill's Real Raw. And the gentleman that's a colleague of hers was on the Real Raw that Ken is now doing business with, that major things are happening with family offices. And the names and the people, Ken, but is that a true statement?
That is a true statement. Yes, sir.
Yeah. And that's just the deal. So just for everybody, they're like, enough, I heard it. It's not going to be enough until it supports you in breaking through and you're actualizing and building your platform. Everybody here, the goal of Unblind is you build your platform. You build your ecosystem capital. You build yours, like Ken, like Elle, like Dolph, like everybody, like Bella, like Frank Clark, like Diana, Andres, like Joe Hagan, TTP, like Ruth Carmazon, let's go. Like build your ecosystem, like Patricia, Jack Tavares, like build your ecosystem capital. That's what Jack is doing. Jack's on fire, man. He's like, I don't know who doesn't get this, but this is crazy. And like, I'm on my way. And Jack, I know what you're trying to do in the Bella front. I love you. I love you. And Jack's like, hey, Bella, let's like, come over here and speak. Like, it's hysterical. It's amazing. The ecosystem mergers and the combinations that are happening. So love everybody. Love everything that's going on. Love the fun competition in a healthy, beautiful way. Like it's fun, right? Having fun here. So let's have fun about Santa. Let's have fun about Santa. Elle Anderson, what does Santa have to do with the Fun Friday, the Huddle, and the First Lady of Landscaping, entrepreneurship, a straight up like gangster like yourself? What do you have to do with Santa Claus?
Well, I have a lot to do with Santa this year. And so does Peter Swain. I don't know where Peter is, but this is part of Unblinded Partners. It is a new company called Unblinded Magic, which I love that name, Sean. Sean came up with it. And it is because of this year, COVID, none of the children can go see Santa, or very few, or it's dangerous anyway. And so we said, well, what can we do to solve this problem? And we came up with this beautiful idea of doing a personalized video from Santa. And then to make it even better, we are doing it for $19.97, and all 100% of the profits of the video go directly to the charity of your choice.
Yes, and isn't it true that Nicole Maiello, also known as the Mischievous Fairy, also known as Tink, is the person that put you in direct contact with Santa from last year's Calgie and Unblinded Christmas party. And she recruited Santa. He comes, he brings Yukon Cornelius and Rudolph, as well as the elves, the Abominable Snowman, and Frosty, which is not going to happen this year because of COVID, but will definitely happen next year. We'll have 1,000 people at the Christmas party, 700 last year. Isn't it Nicole that put you in direct contact with Santa? Level with everybody here.
Truth is, she has not. Maybe she is going to.
Yes.
But she is not yet.
So Elle Anderson sitting in integrity and having a complete absence of fun energy, but back to you, Elle. So I'm kidding. I'm teasing.
Yes. So I would love for that to happen. And Ken Van Loo would love for that to happen because he is not enjoying Santa as much as we want him to. Come on, let's get a nice ho, ho, ho.
Ho, ho, ho. It's so nice to spend the morning and have coffee with you today.
Ken, what do you look like right now? If you could just please tell me, because I can't see. What is Ken?
Santa drinks coffee?
I have a pink cup with a straw so I can drink the coffee through my very hairy beard and wig. I have a huge fluffy red and white outfit on with a big black belt and rubber.
So
he has a full Santa suit on, and in true Sean Callaghan style, he's got a few like of those, the mustache or something is going astray and it looks a little funny, but he is in full costume and full Santa mode.
Right. Okay, Sean, I think that was a hair joke.
Yes, I am not confused. That is amazing. So wait, just Nicole, can you unmute for a second? Tink?
Sitting in front of the fireplace with a bunch of stockings.
Good morning.
Yes.
All right. Christmas fun. So
Nicole, you have been nothing but magical and incredible in all the work that you do here, but I have to be disappointed. If Elle, and I'm so thankful to Ken and being, dressed as Santa, how come you haven't put like Elle in touch with Santa Claus, the elves, Yukon Cornelius, Rudolph Frosty, and the Abominable Snowman, as well as Ebenezer Scrooge? Why is that, Nicole?
December is their busiest month. They're working on all of your presents,
Nice.
You crazy people, unless you're on the naughty list.
Amazing. So
Amazing.
Ken, thank you for stepping in for Santa. It is much appreciated, and we needed that. And Chaz, of course, we're going to exit today with Santa Claus is Coming to Town by Bruce Springsteen. Of course we are. So Elle, so what do people do and what's the story here? How do we make all this?
Okay, so what you can do is go to our website, highfromsanta.com. Easy to remember, highfromsanta.com. Peter it promised it would be ready now, so it should be ready. You can choose the charity of your choice. I implore you to choose Dr. David's foundation. Dr. David, I have him here, as many of you know, hostage till he raises money, because 4 million children in Nigeria are suffering from sickle cell disease, and 50%, half of them, die before the age of 5. And Dr. David has the solution. So for me, I could not let it stand that he didn't raise the money and get this study done that proves it, so that all these people can end the suffering. So that is why I have him hostage. And if you don't have another charity that you're in love with, if you would choose Dr. David's charity, we would so appreciate that, as well as the millions of people, because we are on a mission to end the suffering of sickle cell disease in the entire world.
Elle Anderson, you are utterly remarkable, and I am not confused on the way you move. And it is so heart-centered and loving. I'm so present to your power of merger, your voice. I ain't confused, girl. I ain't confused.
And Calgary Christian Foundation did make a donation to Dr. David after Courtney Epps kidnapped him and brought him to the immersion, not knowing what he was getting into. The next thing he knows, he's in the Atlantic Ocean at night, giant waves, total craziness, burning his fears of fire, of fear of failure, fear of rejection of fire. And now Elle Anderson has kidnapped him. So, and Dr. David has a major radio show that's on, right, Elle? What's the scoop on that?
He has a TV show that actually reaches millions. It's the largest TV network in all of Africa. And his show is the 3rd highest rated show in the whole network. So he reaches millions. He's actually, and he has a 6-year-old fan. He was walking the other day when he was in Nigeria. A soldier came up to him and she said, "Hey, you're my daughter's doctor." And he's like, okay, thinking her daughter's like going into medical school or something. No, her daughter is 6 years old. Every Saturday morning, she's watching Dr. David and is like his biggest fan.
So, wow. The Dr. Phil of Nigeria is in the house. Yeah. So, Elle, any final on this beautiful job, my friend?
Yes. For the children, for Santa, for Ken Van Loo, for all of the kids that are missing Santa, and for saving the children in Nigeria and around the world, please go to highfromsanta.com. All of the profits from the video go, and it's only $19.97, go directly to the charity of your choice. So please, we want you to be part of, we want you to on our mission. So please come to see Santa.
Yeah, and Nicole, just if you could document, I'm going to do a whole bunch of these for a bunch of different kids that we will discuss. So that is awesome. So love that, Elle. Santa, any final words from Santa today?
Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas. Mrs. Claus and I have been isolated for over, weeks with 1,000 elves at the North Pole going stir crazy and have not been impacted by COVID. More good news. My chief elf scientist, Dr. Elfson, has given me a magic mask to protect me from COVID and has announced no quarantine for Santa this year. Christmas will go on. Now, the reindeers, it was a totally different story. We tried teaching Rudolph and his friends to keep everyone separated, but that just led to more problems. Now, I want to let you know into this little secret. Come closer as I want to talk to you.
Yes, Santa.
One of my favorite things to do is to meet your amazing children and hear what they want for Christmas and to see whether they've been naughty or nice. But this year, it's impossible. I can't get to the malls, the town squares, or from travel from state to state. It's just not so likely. So I've teamed up with some very special people that we've worked out how to turn our toy making technology into these video messages. And then we're out to help people that are in need at the same time. It's not the replacement of seeing you at all, but that's why it's so nice to talk to you today and have coffee. So find out more and then fill out that form so I know who I'm talking to. And Merry Christmas and have a Happy New Year.
Love it. And Mr. Callaghy, so we don't miss the magic. For everyone that was there on Tuesday night's call, Mr. Lou, that energy, that's how you start your speaking engagement. That's the real Ken Van Loo. You got it in you. Cat's out of the bag. Stop hiding. Maybe you just dress up as Santa on your next speaking engagement, but we'll see.
Agreed.
I don't know who Ken Van Loo is, but thank you, Santa. So
Hey, Sean, can I have a very quick word before we go?
Yes, of course.
And Fernando, can I have your permission to have a little bit of fun with you for a second?
Of course.
So it's Fun Friday, and it's December the 4th. December the 7th was the date that I took this picture.
Oh, God.
What is the picture?
God.
Fernando's final selfie, Sean.
Yes.
It was just about a year ago today.
Peter, is that from the immersion or is that from Date with Destiny where he was on stage?
No, this is the moment of his face when she has just said, not him because of the selfie.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Please send that to Nicole. I'm putting that up on Date with Destiny. Amanda, I'm posting that on Lions Platinum everywhere. And we are going to have an amazing time. And not so ever, Amanda, in an amazing, unbelievable way. Peter, that is gold. That is gold. And I cannot even begin to express to you what we're going to do with that, Fernando. Magic. Peter, unbelievable. And super.
Thank you, Peter.
Yeah, Fernando, talk about acceleration, a year ago.
Yes.
Tony gave me the greatest gift, and I am grateful for you, my friend. Thank you for the fun energy.
I was looking through my photos the other day, and I'm like, whoa!
You know what? We're just going to do it right now. We're going to do it right now. So here we go. So good morning, everybody. We are coming live from all over the world, from Utah, from New Jersey, from the UK with Peter Swain, Fernando Valencia. We're hanging out here with the Unblinded ecosystem. And we just want to acknowledge everybody for dropping in at Date with Destiny. Forgive me for being in like sweats and whatever. I'll be joining virtually. Was going to be there live with the amazingness of the Tony Robbins team in Palm Beach, but with the COVID situation, not possible. 1 year ago, Tony Robbins, as only Tony could do, creates a massive disruption in the lives of so many, as he does at Date with Destiny. Peter Swain, brother, you two-time winner of Business Mastery, and not you, but the team that you led for Amazing Things for Charity. You have just revealed a last selfie. And the power of disruption, of significance, the shifting of human needs, and just a super amount of variety and fun energy you just brought here as we approach Date with Destiny. You just revealed a picture. Peter, in 20, 30 seconds, what is that picture?
It was a beautiful moment, Sean, when a beautiful young lady in the audience did a dating segment and pulled up 4 or 5 people that she might want to go on a date with. People put their hand up. Fernando put his hand up. He's on stage, and his intention at that time, very different man that we know now, was to get a selfie on stage with Tony and the young lady, and he was summarily booted off stage as a result of that action.
And Fernando, love you, brother. How great an experience and gift was that with what Tony created? Because Tony Robbins created you getting booted off stage. Let's not be confused, because he was using integrous, subtle influencing dynamics, where he was essentially saying to the woman, you don't have to say yes to everybody. You don't have to say yes to everybody, in much more eloquent ways than that. But that was the level 5 message that was happening. And so, Fernando, what is present for you, brother, as you reflect upon that moment, and where's your gratitude stand for Tony, and what was the outcome of that?
Well, what's present for me at this moment, first off, is that I can feel my nervous system collapsing, and I want to run and hide. That's my nervous system. And second, I obviously want to acknowledge Tony. I also want to take a moment to just really, once again, Sean, thank you, as I was your guest. You had me there as your guest, representing everything that we were building there. You were so gracious with the positioning of sitting in the front, even having your chair in the front row at times. And when I came off that stage, I was like, there's no way Sean is not going to annihilate and delete me from his life. And what you did, sir.
Let's pause real quick. So what Fernando did, just Fernando, give the 30 seconds on what you did and how you knew the right thing to do.
So what I did is that I selfishly, non-integrally leveraged and took advantage of an opportunity to get on stage when I shouldn't have been on there for many reasons. 1, in service of the beautiful female that was up there. 2, I was dating someone. It was sexually charged energy, which I didn't even realize was a weapon I deployed integrously. And I ended up on stage when I shouldn't have been. And she, because of Tony's beautiful influence, rejected me in front of, thousands of people as I was booted off stage as Tony rose his hands in the air in celebration, and everyone went crazy. That's what happened.
Yeah.
And on that, I want to just thank Tony Robbins
and
as well.
I was sitting there like this. And I'm like, please, no, don't let Tony know that Fernando's with me. And without even looking at his badge, Tony said, Fernando. I'm like, Tony knows who Fernando is and that he's here as my guest. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Like, no. And then you were about to say something of what you thought was going to happen.
Yeah, I thought you were going to blow me up, every way twice on Sunday, and you didn't. You were gracious. You were loving. You were patient. Not once did you embarrass me. You saved face in front of everyone. You never, came at me directly. We spoke after, but not once did you embarrass me, humiliate me, use me as an example, put me on the stake to burn at all. You did the complete opposite. And in my heart, I always get into tears when I think about it. I hope that I am blessed with the opportunity to give to another human what you gave to me that day, because it is the definition of grace. And Tony, to you, good sir, thank you so much. Because if it was not for you, I would still have significance higher in my human needs. Vanity would have still been something that was important to me. And that day, good sir, you ripped every ounce of vanity and significance that ever existed in my body. You put it in display. You did everything Sean maybe thought of doing, but you did it knowing that it was what I needed, and I didn't even know it. And Tony Robbins, I'm so grateful for you, for that moment you created. Thank you for what you did.
No, love you, Tony Robbins. And fun energy wise, a little over a month later at our Unblinded launch in front of 1,500 people, we brought Fernando up and told this story and took a picture as Fernando's last selfie. So this is Fernando's last selfie, and we did it there. And it's like ceremonial dynamic of fun energy of pattern interrupt, which is truly, truly miraculous. So for everybody going to Date with Destiny, life-changingness is in the air, because Fernando, we had multiple other confronts over the year. I've learned a lot from Fernando as well. He was in the influencer space. He realized that vanity metrics, or was taught vanity metrics and how many followers you have online was like a thing. And Fernando, you sit in a space of ego subjugation. I am clear that significance is your sixth of six human needs, right? And guys, you're going to Date with Destiny. This exercise with Tony created and presents is mind-numbing. What an unbelievable blessing. I'm going to go back through mine, but I'm pretty deeply anchored on what mine are, but I'm going to revisit them and make sure they're there. And growth, here's mine: growth, connection, love, contribution, 1, 2, 3, variety, certainty, significance. Just as a thought of what we can condition into ourselves. Thank you, Tony, for teaching me that, for sure. And, right, Fernando, what you've done to build Unblinded, to support and launch ego subjugation-wise, when you were always the guy who was running around the front of the room doing everything, day after day, 14 hours, 16 hours, building something in service of people. That doesn't happen without Date with Destiny. It doesn't happen with a lot of other things. So it's not like we're saying, oh, everything happens because of one thing, but there's a catalyst, an opening that creates that. So Fernando, fair?
100% fair.
Right. So enjoy, immerse yourself. Peter Swain, brilliance, my brother. Final. Will you share with people from your heart about Date with Destiny?
I think that for me, the Tony Robbins and Unblinded combination is just accelerant upon accelerant. And I wouldn't be blessed enough to be here if it wasn't for Date with Destiny and meeting Fernando. I still have a bit of a man crush on you, Fernando. That's still a fact. It's just the way it is. I can't get away from it. But Date with Destiny, UPW, just literally unlock parts of you that you don't even know need to be unlocked. Yeah. And everybody's experience with it is very, very different, because it's about talking to that thing that person needs to shift. Yeah. And Fernando, you made me feel terrible. You're saying, Sean had all the grace not to embarrass you, and that's exactly what I've just done. So I heard that. I've received that. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. And I'd like to say my first instinct is actually probably even more distressing my first instinct was to run to the front to get a picture of you being embarrassed. What does that say about me?
Oh God, this is great. This is great. I love you, Peter.
I love you, Fernando. It was just a great moment. It was a fantastic moment.
So listen, so if you're going to Date with Destiny, 2 words from my heart. I'm Sean Callaghy. I happen to be privileged to be a platinum partner in a Lion. That ecosystem, the investment, the dynamic, if you're ready to grow as a person and grow your business and meet and combine with remarkable and incredible people, join Platinum Partnership. You'll have that opportunity with Destiny. Join Platinum Partnership. I'm not paid to say that. I wasn't asked to say that. I say it in love and support of Truth and Tony and that amazing ecosystem. Love you, Tony and Sage. Go see Scott Humphrey, Joanne online virtually. They're the people to talk to. Unbelievable to sign up for this. I met Peter Swain through it. Without Tony Robbins, I don't meet my co-founder of Unblinded, Adam Gugino, where we met at Business Mastery. Remarkable and incredible, and so many amazing people and teammates here in the Unblinded world. I would not have had the blessing and privilege of meeting, but for Platinum Partnership, and it's magic. So love all you guys. Have an incredible date with Destiny, and truly, truly, no matter how uncomfortable it gets, stay with the process, lean in deeply, and realize that when you're done and you go home, it's just the beginning. But now you have an entire new family of people to connect with, especially if you join Plat. Have an amazing day, and thank you. And by the way, we're all blind, Peter, and
see.
Oh my God, it's worse than Rob Gill. And just love you. All right. Yeah, pause. So what you all just watched, right? That's like the edit ending. And here's going to be the intro, because I'm going to reshoot the intro. All right. And this is going to be the name of the video. And this is how you think about your world and creating, sharing truth, connecting. This is live and happening. I'm inspired by Chris Crone because we've been doing things like this for the last couple of days. Like, get your video cameras out. Let's go. Let's make something. And then think of a title. So the title is going to be, right? What do a business mastery champion, Tony Robbins, the 6 human needs, and Fernando's last selfie have to do with changing your life? I would say, what do Peter Swain, comma, a business mastery champion, whatever. So ready? Let's do it again. So this is going to be the edit, Matt, right? What do Peter Swain, a business mastery champion, Tony Robbins, Date with Destiny, the 6 human needs, Fernando Valencia's last selfie have to do with you and changing your life? Stay with us to find out. And then it's going to lead into the video. Peter, do you approve of that dynamic, my friend?
Sure. Your ability to innovate on the spot and your ability to create content is second to none. So I most certainly approve. And I'm just glad to share that today. I appreciate it. Thank you.
And your brilliance, right? And that's what we see, guys. Think of, and by the way, you're like, oh, well, that's like opportunistic and negative video. Yeah. But I'm going to add value to thousands of people's lives. And we're going to help Tony Robbins. We're going to support, because we're going to seed the truth about the power of Platinum Partnership. That's what ecosystem merging looks like. That is what adding value looks like. That is what vertical innovation looks like, live in real time. If that's how you go through your day, nothing can stop you. If you sit and fake, and that's how L.A. Anderson created the Santa thing. Like, what's a problem in the world? Can't see Santa. You know, disruption. That's how Ken Van Loo adds value. Yeah, I'm going to throw on the Santa costume. I'm going to sit there. That's how Nicole does her thing. You know, right? She's going to have a fun couple of witty one-liners to add magic and fun to the energy. Peter Swain, like, let me jump in. Incredibly thoughtful, like Date with Destiny launch. Let's go. Chaz, Fernando, his humility, his openness to do it. That's what it looks like. That's what we're co-creating here, right? That's what we're co-creating. And I just want to give it one final from Peter in a sec. And I would say this, that goes up on Lions WhatsApp. That goes up on Platinum. That goes up on Date with Destiny. That goes up in the Platinum WhatsApp, Platinum Facebooks. That goes up on every single site, every single page, every single place. Matt, and we need that drop everything unless you have a higher priority, and only, you know, Chaz will call me and tell me that something trumps that. That's done in 3 hours and up and running for as day one of Date with Destiny gets going. That's
for everyone. So we don't miss the magic. I just want to say, Sean, thank you for constantly thinking of how you can rise my identity. I am not confused. And thank you for seeing that moment, taking it on. This is what it looks like, everyone. 900 things just happened here. 900. And I couldn't be more grateful for you, Peter, for leaning in and saying the truth, and Sean for picking up the ball as fast as you do.
Yeah. And that's when you're in love and want to add value and see I could add value to Peter's life, Fernando's life, Unblinded's life, Tony Robbins' life, Platinum Partnerships' life, everybody, seating, even who's got, Scott Humphrey, Joanne, naming people's names, like pre-framing, like identity, that gives people more certainty to step in and say yes. And to teach everybody here what vertical innovation, content creation, intentionality looks like in the formula. So if you still think this is just like randomized networking and rah-rah, go rewatch this episode and everything that happened here. I love you. And by the way, when I say things like that, I'm not talking to 99% of you. I'm talking to the 1 to 5%. So just bear with me, because you'll learn if you're in that 99% going, well, just don't say these kind of things. Then I'm going to bet you don't have an organization of 100 people and haven't done it for 20 years. And I have. And I understand how to speak and how to take those people in the back of the room with their arms crossed, still a little bit nervous, how to bring them onto the dance floor. And not everybody perfectly, because some of those people never made it to the dance floor. They came on the dance floor and then ran away, right? But I've done it with a lot of people whose lives we've changed. And one of them is Fernando's. And one of them is Fernando's, right? So Adam Gugino, final, brother.
Man, all I can think about is the moment when Dr. David was at the Shore House and said, wow, if I would have just, found this group 6 months earlier, how many lives were saved? In the beginning of the call, all those emotions came forward for me, knowing that this was it. This is the moment when that starts to happen. So that's how it started. And look at how this call finished. Unbelievable way to get into Fun Friday.
Yeah. And fun energy drives it all. Because Peter, fun energy drives outcomes. It's Fun Friday. Fun energy drives outcomes. Zeus, goddess, aspirational, essential. Process, influence, self-mastery, essential. Fun energy opens doors and accelerates, and we're gonna have a lot of fun.
I did run up to Fernando right after he got off stage as well and yelled at him a little bit. So just want to make sure.
He did. He wasn't as gracious as you were, Sean. Not at all.
I am not confused. So Chaz out there, confirm, and everybody in the chat, confirm that you're ready to have a beautiful Fun Friday. Let's go. Flags in the ground. Chaz, Matt, let's get that done. Great job, Peter Swain. Thank you. Love you guys. Let's rock and roll. And Santa Claus is coming.